My name is Emma Parker, and this is the story of the most beautiful and painful summer of my life. The summer when my father was fighting cancer. My father, John Parker, was the kind of man everyone loved. He worked as a high school teacher in a small town in Ohio, USA. He was gentle, funny, and full of life. Every morning, he would make pancakes for me and my little brother Sam before school. He loved telling stories and singing old songs from the 80s. He was not rich, but he made our home feel full of love. My mother had passed away when I was 10, so my father was everything to me. My family, my best friend, my world. When I turned 21, I moved to New York for college. My father was proud of me. He used to say, "Emma, you're my sunshine. Go chase your dreams. I'll always be here cheering for you." I believed him. I thought he would always be there. It was a cold morning in February when I got the call. My father's friend, Mr. Lewis, called me. His voice was quiet, almost shaking. "Emma," he said softly, "your dad isn't feeling well. He's been in the hospital for a few days. You should come home." My heart dropped. "What happened?" I asked, already afraid of the answer. He's been diagnosed with lung cancer," he said. For a moment, everything went silent. My hands trembled, and my eyes filled with tears. "No, no, that can't be true," I whispered, but it was. I packed my bags and took the first bus home. The 5-hour ride felt like forever. When I reached the hospital, I saw him lying on the bed, pale, thinner, weaker. But when he saw me, he smiled. "Hey, my sunshine, you came home." I couldn't stop my tears. I sat next to him and held his hand. His skin felt cold. "Dad, why didn't you tell me?" I asked. He looked away. "I didn't want to worry you. You were doing so well in college." "Dad," I whispered, "I don't care about college right now. I just want Lee to get better." He smiled softly. "I'll try, Emma. I promise." But I could see in his eyes, he already knew how serious it was. The next few weeks were hard. He started chemotherapy. The doctors said the cancer was in stage 4. That meant it had spread and there wasn't much they could do. Still, my father never complained. He always joked with the nurses, asking for extra pudding or telling stories from his teaching days. Every morning, I sat beside him. I read books to him, played his favorite music, and sometimes just held his hand in silence. Once he said, "You know, Emma, I'm not scared of dying. I'm scared of leaving you and Sam alone." I hugged him tightly. "You're not leaving us, Dad. We'll fight this together." He smiled. "That's my brave girl. Even though the days were full of pain, we still had small happy moments." One sunny afternoon, he wanted to go outside. So I took him in a wheelchair to the hospital garden. He looked up at the sky and said, "Blue sky, green trees, birds singing. Life still looks beautiful, doesn't it?" I nodded, fighting back tears. He turned to me. "Promise me something, Emma." "What?" "When I'm gone, don't stop living. Don't let sadness eat you. Promise me you'll smile again." I nodded, though my throat was tight. "I promise, Dad." He smiled. "That's my sunshine." In May, the doctors said the treatment was not working anymore. They suggested we take him home. He didn't have much time left. I brought him home, and we made his room near the window so he could see the garden. The whole town came to visit him, his students, friends, and neighbors. Everyone brought flowers, food, and prayers. He was weak, but he still smiled at everyone. That summer was full of emotions. I cooked his favorite meals: soup, apple pie, and pancakes, though he could only eat a little. We watched movies together. He made jokes about how old he looked in family pictures. Sometimes, when he was too tired to talk, I just sat beside him and read his favorite poems. One night, when the stars were bright outside, he said softly, "You know what's funny, Emma? People think death is darkness, but I think it's just another kind of light." I cried quietly, holding his hand. "Don't talk like that." He smiled gently. "One day you'll understand." One morning, when I came into his room, I saw a small envelope on the table. My name was written on it. "Open it after I'm gone," he said weakly. "Don't say that," I whispered, but he just smiled and closed his eyes. I didn't open it then. I couldn't. It was July 12th, the hottest day of summer. That morning, he asked to see Sam and me together. We both sat beside his bed. He looked at us with love. "You two are my greatest joy," he said softly. "Take care of each other." We nodded, holding his hands. Then he whispered, "I love you both, always." He closed his eyes. The room went quiet. The heart monitor made one long sound. And just like that, my father, my sunshine, was gone. The funeral was small, but full of love. People shared stories about how kind he was, how he helped students who couldn't afford books, how he never said no to anyone in need. When they lowered his coffin into the ground, I felt like my heart broke into pieces. I wanted to scream, to stop time, to bring him back, but I couldn't. Sam held my hand tightly. We both cried. That night, the house felt too quiet, too empty. His chair, his glasses, his books, everything reminded me of him. 2 weeks later, I finally opened the letter. My hands were shaking. It said, "My dearest Emma, if you are reading this, it means I'm gone. Don't be sad, my sunshine. I had a good life because I had you and Sam. I know you will miss me, but please don't cry too long. Remember me with smiles, not tears. Life will be hard sometimes, but you are stronger than you think. Help others, love deeply, forgive easily. When you see the sunrise, think of me. I'll be there, watching you, proud as always. Love, Dad." I held the letter to my heart and cried for a long time. But after that, something changed. I felt peaceful. It was as if he was still with me, in the sunlight, in the wind, in every kind word I spoke. The next months were hard, but I tried to keep my promise. I went back to college. I studied hard and graduated that year. When they gave me my diploma, I looked up at the sky and whispered, "This is for you, Dad." Later, I joined a cancer support organization. I met families who were going through the same pain I had. I listened to them, helped them, and told them my father's story. It gave me purpose. Every time I comforted someone, I felt like my father was smiling through me. 5 years passed. I became a counselor for cancer patients and their families. I worked in the same hospital where my father had been treated. One day, a small boy named Tommy came with his mother. His father was very sick. Tommy was scared and asked me, "Will my dad die?" I knelt down and said, "Maybe not now, but even if he does, love doesn't die. Your dad will always be with you, just like mine is with me." Tommy smiled a little. That night, when I went home, I looked at my father's photo on my desk. He was smiling, the same warm smile I had loved all my life. I whispered, "You're still healing people through me, Dad." One morning in summer, I visited his grave with Sam. The sun was shining brightly, and the air was full of flowers and birdsong. Sam placed a bouquet of wildflowers near the grave. "He loved these," he said. I nodded. He loved everything simple. We sat quietly for a while. Then I looked up at the blue sky, clear and wide, and smiled. I remembered his words. Blue sky, green trees, birds singing. Life still looks beautiful. And it did. Even with the pain, even with the loss, life was still beautiful because love was still there. My father didn't leave money or gold. He left something far more precious: love, courage, and kindness. He taught me that we don't need to be famous to make a difference. We just need to love people, to help them, and to live honestly. Now, whenever I meet someone who feels broken, I tell them, pain changes us, but it can also make us softer, kinder, and more real. That's what my father's cancer taught me, that life is short, but love lasts forever. Sometimes, when I walk by the river near our house, I feel like he's walking beside me. The wind whispers softly, the same way he used to. I close my eyes and imagine his voice saying, "I'm proud of you, Emma. You kept your promise." I smile through my tears and whisper back, "I did, Dad. I'm still your sunshine." And in that moment, I feel him everywhere. In the air, in the light, in the quiet beating of my heart.